I hate uncertainty. So essentially, what I'm talking about is that feeling of not knowing exactly how things are going to turn out. So, agency is the idea that you have control over your life, right? If you're high in agency, you feel like you have some kind of power over the circumstances in your life, over the outcomes of what is brought into your day to day, right? Um, if you have a need for high agency, right, you need to feel like you're in control of things. And I probably fall into that category because I like to feel as if I'm responsible for the life that's around me, right? If things are bad, it's because I've made bad decisions. If things are good, it's because I've done a series of good things to have positive outcomes, right? So I would classify myself as someone with high amounts of agency, both literally in that I'm taking action to affect my life, and in that more removed sense that I need that feeling like I have some kind of control over my life. So uncertainty bothers me when I have no idea what's going on, what's going to happen, what exactly is required. For example, roughly 5.5 months ago, my job made it available to me that I could work fully remote because we were having some issues with transportation and whatnot. So, hey, you can work from home. In 6 months, we'll review that. And work from home is going great. It's like the job's getting done, there's no problems. And coming up later this month, there's going to be a review of that, and I'm nervous. Not because of any issues, not like management and I get along, the job's going fine, I've done all my duties. Uh, but not knowing what's going to happen bothers me. Not knowing where life is going to go, not knowing exactly what's going to happen, not having that control over where I'll be working from bothers me. I don't want to go back to the office. Okay, that's $3,500 to $5,000 a year that I'll be adding to my budget. Like that's a new bill that will be added to it based around parking costs, gas costs, and any wear and tear on the car. Just to go into the office for no reason. Like literally no reason. I'm not managing hardware there. I don't need to be available for meetings. The meetings that I do need to be available for, I can join during using Zoom or Microsoft Teams or whatever. Um, so not knowing if I'm going to be going back to the office gives me this weird anxiety in my head. I don't want to go, but I don't necessarily I don't have another job offer on the table, so I can't just tell them like YOLO, I'm not coming back in. I'm going to go work for this other company, right? And there's other pieces that fit into that, but the uncertainty of not knowing where I'll be working from in the next month, as small of a problem that is on the scale of things, like there's not a killer in my house right now I have to fight off, or there's not no running water or something. Like there's not a huge problem, but the uncertainty of not knowing where I'll be working in the next month kind of scares me. Not that I won't have a job, which is its own kind of uncertainty and fear mongering that can eat at your mind. Just I don't know how office stuff is going to work. Bugs me. Uncertainty, man. So great date night with you and your partner. Go look up the temperaments for people. Temperaments are there's like four of them, and I'm not going to dive into that right now. But my particular temperament doesn't like uncertainty. There's some that they focus only on the outcome of things, and some that don't like to make mistakes, and others that are really focused in the moment. They're good at starting things, not finishing things. I relate to that, but it's not quite me. I am a dreamer, according to this temperament thing. Great, great. But the dreamer's type, it doesn't like uncertainty, which is so weird to me, but also so relatable because I look at every kind of decision that I ever make. I always dive into every little piece of information that I can. I want to know every single aspect from every single angle to understand the decision that I'm making before I make a choice. Not exactly paralysis by analysis, but understanding the gravity, understanding the outcome of what I'm about to do before I do it. You understand? It's like making wise decisions. And that's just who I am. Uh, Obviously I've kind of steel manned it, like you want to do your research before you make a decision, make wise decisions, as I said, all arrogantly. Like, sure, sure, sure. But I don't like uncertainty. And this spreads to multiple aspects of my life. Right now, I've been in contact with our landlord, or at least the management company of the people that we're renting from. No one's getting back to me. Our lease expired a few days ago. We haven't had a new lease put in front of us at all. So coming up in the next 17 roughly days, we're going to pay rent on a lease that's expired. What's going on? Is the lease going to be renewed? Are we doing month to month now? Anyone? Can you get back to my emails, to my text messages? Like, I've gone through the portal and contacted you. Is there anything? Like, am I just putting money into a pit right now? Are we going to get some random eviction notice? Like, what is happening? Right? Are you guys going to slap us with some random thing like, oh, actually, rent is, like 50% more than it was? I don't know. And that not knowing bugs me. I'm doing everything I get on my end to have myself covered. I have a paper trail to have myself covered. But what is happening? This mixture of the rent situation and the am I going to have to go back into the office? Both of those together are just realms of uncertainty that take my mind and punch it in the face. Like, it just bugs me. It creates this weird anxiety where I'm distracted by it. I'm just distracted by something completely out of my control. When the review happens for work from home, there's going to be an email back and forth. There might be a Zoom call, phone call, whatever it is. It'll be sorted out. If I have to go back into the office, not a big deal. Okay. I'll buy $1,000 beater car and start driving into the office so my wife has a car. Any minute, she's going to be due with a baby, right? So likely I'll end up staying at home until the baby's born. There will be some kind of parental leave. I'll go back into the office in the fall. Like, it's not going to be a big deal. But all of that said, I'm still nervous about not knowing what's happening. Do you see? Do you see how the uncertainty, it's like not knowing exactly what's going to happen bugs me. This doesn't affect me in situations of real life. Like tomorrow, what's going to happen? No idea, right? You have no idea what the future holds. You have no idea who you're going to talk to, how those conversations are going to turn out. You have no idea what is coming your way, right? That doesn't bug me. It's this thing that is defined and has no set understanding of what is due or going to happen. That bugs me. Do you see? You see, like it's. I hope you can relate to that because for me, it's a weird antagonist in my brain, and the only way I really deal with it is lots of meditation, prayer, whatever word you want to use. It's just to take a calming breath because it's out of my control, because it's not a big deal. And it really is not a big deal. Like, on a scale of things, my kids are healthy, I've got running water, there's a roof over my head, like everything's hunky dory, right? Like the rent thing will sort itself out. It's not going to be a problem. Eventually, someone will get in touch with me. I'm still going to just make my normal rent payment to not be homeless. And you know what? If we're hit with an eviction notice, we just apply to live somewhere else. And we explain the situation. There was no communication. We've got some money in the bank. We've got a good credit score. We have income. Like there's no problem here. There's no problem in any of it. And I'm still sitting here like, what's going on? I'm freaking out. For nothing. Do you relate to this? Does this ever bug you? Have you ever run into a situation like this? I'm going to go about my day. I'm going to finish my workday strong. I'm finishing up lunch right now, and I hope you're doing well. Okay? Take care of yourself. Good luck dealing with uncertainty in your life. I'm going to go make a green tea. All right? We're all going to get through this. Take care.